Jim Pittman with Adelphi basketball. David Duke, basketball coach. 101-91. You got to be very happy with his victory over Bentley.
The guys did a great job. What a game that was tonight. I mean, everybody contributed in such a large fashion. Of course, the two that are going to come jump right out off the page of you is the game that Michael Coffey had and the game that Ryan Richmond had. Two outstanding players. But for us, everybody who was out there really stepped up, and everybody who was on the bench stepped up. That was one thing we discussed after the AIC game. I wasn't as pleased with some of the bench support that the guys had done. Not coming in off the bench and playing, just the enthusiasm.
Right.
And our guys, that's a team effort. When your guys on the bench respond like that. And from those guys to everybody who was out there, it was a terrific game.
Now, all college teams do shoot-arounds before the game. Was your shoot-around special today? Because you guys weren't missing.
It was the same as it
Same
has been.
Same as normal, right?
But I will say this before the game. A lot of times Mike likes to take a shot before we come in for the huddle.
Sure.
And he'll keep shooting until he makes it. But today I saw him miss a couple, and the time was getting towards that minute mark and a little sub 1 minute. And I said, he doesn't leave till he makes one. So he made it. He made it, and then he made up for it more.
Well, he made a record 9 threes, 9 of 11, 44 points, 17 for 22 overall. Your shooting percentage as a team from three-point land was 57%. Just a tremendous offensive performance, and Ryan Richmond for Bentley had 45 of his own.
What a player he is.
Oh yeah.
Wow, what a player he is. He had 20. Mike had 30 in the first half and 14 in the second. He had 20 in the first half, 25 in the second. Just such a good player. He's so interesting because a lot of times with the analytics these days, they talk about threes and layups and not as many contested twos. And Ryan makes everything. Right. Whether it's a three, whether it's a two.
That step back move.
He's really
so
tough to guard.
Yeah.
So smooth, terrific. And Austin is an outstanding defender. And it was the first time this year, really, we played against some guys who have given Austin some trouble, but overall, Austin's able to contain and get a good contest on that. And with Ryan, we just couldn't find an answer. Fortunately for us, Mike stepped up with 44. You don't realize Connor had 25 and 7.
Right.
Manny had 16 and 13. Jack was great to see him moving around again as well as he did. Jack's been a little banged up with that ankle, and our last 2 games, he's had some trouble moving, and I tell our guys we're going to know once that ball goes up on that first play how Jack's moving and how fluid he is. And he only took four threes, but he had 11 points and 5 assists and no turnovers. Yeah,
he was more disciplined, a little more under control today. But you know why? Because Michael Coffey was making everything. You went to the go-to guy.
Exactly. We tell our guys, we go to the guy who's hot. Yeah. Everybody out there doesn't care who gets the shots, who gets the touches. We together and us. That's what was on the blackboard or the posy board before the game, and that's what it was all about tonight.
Manny Suarez, double-double, 16 points, 13 rebounds.
When Manny is really focused and into that game, which we met a few times yesterday and today over the last 3 days. Manny is such a great ball player there. The things he does, and what was nice for tonight, he didn't settle on threes. Now we want Manny to shoot threes because he's an excellent shooter, but we love when he's around the rim when he has those mismatches. They did a very nice job running some double teams at him, and he had a couple turnovers, but he didn't get flustered. He stayed within himself, and he did a terrific job for us. The
first time you guys played, he had 30 points against Bentley, so they did make the adjustment, doubling down. But like you said, he was very unselfish, kicking the ball out.
Exactly. This is a very unselfish team.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, nobody cares who scores. I love this group. And it's wild because if you recall last year in our first Northeast 10 conference tournament game, we played Stonehill. We lost a heartbreaker.
Right, with Anthony LeBroy having an unbelievable
we lost another
day.
battle. So we were talking about prior to this game what an unbelievable game Anthony had last year, and it's going to be hard for anybody to duplicate that. And then we come
Michael
tonight,
Coffey
and
comes out and
Michael and Ryan. It was both of those guys, but it was really a fun ball game. That's an excellent. That team was on fire.
Right.
That team was struggling to get into the tournament, and then they just went on a run.
Yeah, they won 5 out of 6. Yeah. Richmond made a jumper just to get them there the other night, beating Merrimack.
Yes, so they were really a team that was very hot. This whole conference is good from top to bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to go through their side of the league and win those ball games to get into the tournament. So very proud of our guys. Have a lot of respect for that Bentley team, but very excited. And now we have a very tough Southern New Hampshire team.
Talk a little bit about that, because you guys had a real good game with them earlier in the season.
We did. We had a nice game. We were up 10 at the half, and then we came out in the second half and just had turnover. They scored. turnover they scored, 2-3-2. So just like that, by the snap of your fingers,
Quick
they were
run.
back in the game.
Yeah.
They have the Player of the Year, Gilligan, who is fantastic, and they have another excellent.
What's his strengths, Dave?
Really everything. He's a 6'5" guy who can shoot threes. He's got an extremely quick first step, and he just plays extremely hard. And then Walters, they have another first-team all-conference guy. So they're a very balanced team. They're very good, but I like the matchup, and I'm really looking forward to getting watching some film and getting ready to prepare for our
We're
game
going in
against
on a
Southern.
positive note because your effort tonight was tremendous.
Thank you very much, Coach. I appreciate it.
I hope you've enjoyed it. We did. AUPanthers.tv. Once again, Adelphi 101, Bentley 91. The Panthers move on to the next round of the Northeast 10 playoffs. You've been watching AUPanthers.tv.